Abrielle Baldwin, a 23-year-old Florida mother of two, has been shot and killed on Christmas Eve at their grandmother's home in Largo, Florida. This happened after an argument over Christmas presents with her two younger brothers. Police believe that her 14-year-old brother DeMarcus Coley shot Abrielle in the chest. His 15-year-old brother Darcus Coley then shot DeMarcus, at which point Darcus fled the scene. He threw out his gun and he called their mother. Can you imagine the call? Hey mom, your other son has shot and killed your daughter. I then shot my brother. Can you imagine that? Abrielle and her 14-year-old brother that shot her, DeMarcus Coley, were both taken to hospital. DeMarcus underwent surgery. It seems that he has since been discharged. I may have that wrong, but tragically Abrielle did not survive her injuries. Both brothers, DeMarcus Coley, the 14-year-old who shot his sister, and Darcus Coley, the 15-year-old that shot his brother, both are being charged with murder. The state is considering trying them as adults, and that's something that I support, certainly in regards to 14-year-old DeMarcus Coley, who shot and killed his own sister in cold blood. Throw the book at him. We're told that the drama began when the siblings went shopping with their mother and Ariel's two children, a 6-year-old boy and an 11-month-old baby boy. After the shopping expedition, they returned to their grandmother's home in Largo, and the two boys started arguing. The 15-year-old saying that his younger brother was getting more presents than him, at which point the 14-year-old DeMarcus allegedly pulled out a .40 caliber semi-automatic handgun and threatened to shoot his brother in the head. Their uncle intervened, told them to go out of the house, which they did. They took their guns with them. Outside, DeMarcus, the 14-year-old, was confronted by their sister Ariel, who was carrying her 11-month-old baby boy in a carrier. Ariel said to DeMarcus, "You all need to leave that stuff alone. Why are you trying to start it? It's Christmas." DeMarcus argued back. He called her a whore and said that he was going to shoot her and shoot the baby too. What a scumbag. He proceeded to shoot Ariel in the chest. Darcus, the 15-year-old, ran out of the house, distraught that his sister had been shot, and then he shot his own brother, DeMarcus, with his own .45 caliber pistol. DeMarcus, the 14-year-old, faces charges of first-degree murder, child abuse, and being a delinquent in possession of a firearm. He may be charged as an adult. 15-year-old Darcus faces charges of attempted first-degree murder and tampering with physical evidence, given that he threw the gun away. We're told that both boys carried guns all the time. DeMarcus's arrest history dates back to when he was 12. He's previously been charged with vehicle theft, battery on a school employee, and battery on a law enforcement officer. They've both been arrested in regards to multiple car burglaries, and both have previous juvenile charges for being a minor in possession of a firearm. So here's the point that I start a short commentary. Of course, first and foremost, full condolences to the family and friends of the victim, Abrielle Baldwin, shot and murdered by her own brother on Christmas Eve at the family home. An absolutely terrible, needless situation, which will rip this family apart, of course. But here's where my commentary gets a little ugly for some. This was already a twisted, toxic, degenerate family. I don't wish to besmirch the victim, Abrielle, but the family as a family unit was toxic AF. Toxic as fuck. It was normal for these two boys to go around stealing cars, burgling cars. It was normal for these two teenagers to carry guns. They had their own guns. Illegally sourced, of course, but still they had their own guns. This was a terrible household, and the intervention of the uncle, the intervention of the sister, was all too little too late. These two young men are already perverse. They've already bought into the gangster life, thug life, a life of violence. They'd already chosen that route. They were already well trodden down that path. The parents, the mother, and any adults that had any influence over these boys, had any potential influence over these boys, should have acted to straighten out their behavior a long time before this. So again, we're told that both boys face very serious charges, but for me, the clear aggressor, primary aggressor, is the 14-year-old DeMarcus Coley. He shot and killed his sister for no good reason, in cold blood. He absolutely deserves to be facing a murder charge, and I would feel that it's perfectly justified, perfectly legitimate to try him as an adult. That's my opinion as a layman. I don't know the legalities involved, of course, but to me, the guy's a scumbag and shouldn't receive a pass. On the flip side, my knee-jerk reaction in regards to his 15-year-old brother, Darcus Coley, I don't view him anywhere nearly as badly as I do the 14-year-old. The 15-year-old was rightfully disgusted and distraught that his sister had been shot in the chest. He took action and he shot his brother. Now, I'm no legal expert, but I would think that there's some kind of argument as to whether or not shooting someone that has just shot your own sister is justified. I would think that there could be the potential for a self-defense case. Maybe, maybe not. Perhaps at that point, the 14-year-old DeMarcus Coley posed no threat to anybody, so perhaps a self-defense case is not valid. But even without that, I would think there would be at least some level of justification for being angered and distraught and acting in the heat of the moment. So of course, I'm not saying that Darcus Coley necessarily did the right thing by shooting his own brother, but I think it was certainly an understandable act. Of course, none of these things should have happened. Neither of the boys should have had access to guns at all. A family argument should have remained exactly that, a family argument. A few upset feelings, a few harsh words stated, and then that's it. The world moves on. So I think it is fair to question gun control. Obviously, these two boys, being the ages that they are, 14 and 15, they had no legal right to have any kind of guns. The article tells us that it was well known that these boys carried guns all the time. So with that, I've got to ask, where was the intervention? Who knew that these boys had access to guns? Again, they've both been arrested for possession of guns previously. So if any of the family members or any adults surrounding these boys were aware that they did carry guns, then action should have been taken. What should that action have been? Perhaps ratting them out to the police. Hey officers, my two sons have previously been arrested for having illegal weapons and they're doing it again. I want these two boys to be removed from gang life. I need some help. Perhaps you can stick them in juvenile for a year or two. Whatever it is. I don't know what the easy solution is. Perhaps there is, or presumably there is no easy solution. But allowing these two feral boys to go further and further down this path of criminality was predictably going to lead to a tragedy of one kind or another. Where it has ended up is with Abrielle Baldwin, a 23-year-old mother of two, being shot and killed. One of the boys being shot, both of the boys being charged with murder. Arguably the worst possible situation. I guess that's all the information that we have at this point, so I'm going to wrap things up. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. If you're in a position to consider joining my memberships, please do. I'm going to thank you for your time. Take care.